Hey everyone, in today's vlog, I want to talk a little bit about what happens in a spiritual journey when you get to that place of nothingness. Like, you know you're nothing, but you also know that you are everything. You also come to this place of absolute appreciation for life, absolute love and appreciation for this life, because you begin to love everything. But then you also know that you are nothingness. So for years now, I've been going through this process of disidentifying, letting go, releasing, all of that stuff, to the point where I even disidentified myself of like what I do. I stopped calling myself an entrepreneur. The only thing that I really identify with is being a mom. Other than that, I can honestly tell you I have disidentified with everything, including this body. Releasing this attachment to the body has been quite the experience. So when you come to a place of completely disengaging, recently I have been going, when I say recently, I mean the last year and a half or so, maybe 2 years, I have been going through this stage of, okay, so if I'm nothing, but yet I'm everything, and now I've disidentified myself from everything, including this body. Yes, I have peace. Yes, I have love. Yes, I've had moments of enlightenment, for sure. All of that. Joy, prosperity, abundance. Yes, I've experienced all of that and will continue to experience it. But I have come to a place now where I'm like, okay, so what's next? And there's always a lot. Like I know there's so much more. I mean, I'm playing around with sacred geometry. I have been for a few years, but I'm bringing it to a point where I'm expanding my chakral systems. I'm creating the flower of life around me. I'm playing around with the egg of life that is inside of our body. It resides there. I am doing all of these things still, so my learning for spirituality or the sixth sense will always be here. I know that. But beyond that, like, okay, so, all right, what is next then? And you know what I've discovered? I have discovered it's like the tree of life. You know, I don't have an example of the tree of life, but if you have ever, if you've seen the tree of life, it goes from it's like a tree, right? So you have like God up here, but you have the kingdom down here, basically. Then you've got all these other, they're called sephiroths. You've got everything in between. And all of in between are stages of soul development to our brain, to our human body. It's basically sacred geometry as well. Now, I'm trying to find it. Anyways, today what I realized was when you think about the tree of life, you start from the top, you come all the way to the bottom. But once you're like in the kingdom, that's our ultimate goal, is to be in the kingdom and know that the kingdom is one with God. There's a lot of lessons in between. But when you really truly feel it, what's next? Because I feel like, okay, now, so I shouldn't say it that way. I've just been feeling lost. I feel very strong in my spirituality, but I feel lost in this life. I'm still living. I'm still interacting with society, but because I've balanced myself out with emotions so much, anything that comes my way, I think it's nor good nor bad. I've stopped putting judgment on it. And when everything that you encounter is balance, if you can imagine, when you do this over time, nothing matters. Like, and that's fine. That's a good thing. But then you begin to think to yourself, okay, so I know joy, peace, love, all of that matters, right? Like that's the vibration that I am at now. A lot of the time, very fortunate to be here. So what do I want now? What do I want? It's almost like it's a new beginning. It's almost like you're in that toddler stage again. But the thing is, this time I'm doing everything with awareness. I'm learning about myself and what I want. Like what truthfully my soul, my spirit, and my body wants. And I'm going out and getting those things. For example, my main income comes from entrepreneurship, okay? But lately, I've been kind of craving to get back into academia. So you always have to do something. So I'm going off and I started doing my PhD. Wonderful. As I'm doing my PhD, which is in metaphysics actually, I thought, I do really want to get back into academia, but I don't want to teach. I don't want to be faculty. I want to be in leadership, administration. Then I started thinking, what part of me is craving that? Do you see how I'm using consciousness to really get into the core? I'm not letting this ego drive the ship anymore. I'm letting the soul and the spirit and this body together as a triad drive the ship. So I started thinking, what do I like? And I realized that I like power. I like leadership. I like the wisdom that I have because I understand people. I can help people better if I'm in a high senior leadership position in academia, and that is what I want. And that is what I'm gonna go for. That's what I am going for. So I feel like I needed to share this today because we're all trying to release everything. Like spirituality requires that. Release, surrender, let go. You have to let go of that programming. But what happens once you let go of the programming? Spirituality is going to keep, that's infinity. That never ends. You'll always keep learning. But here is where I'm at now, is understanding that, yeah, I'm still living this human life. It's okay to like power. It's okay. I love connecting people. Like now I'm truthfully understanding my own superpowers and what I am good at doing and maybe what I'm here to do. So what I've done is from the kingdom, now I'm realizing my own kingdom. You go, so from the bottom, you loop up in the tree and then you get to enlightenment, the Godhead, right? So this is where I've been looping back down and coming back into enlightenment because I've been shedding, releasing, all of that. And now I'm like here and I want more of this anchor. I want more of what human beings do. I want more of that. And what I'm realizing is that's okay. I'm coming back into the kingdom now because this circle never ends, ever. And the only difference is I'm coming back into the kingdom without programming and I'm doing it my way so that I can somehow make a difference outside of myself. The sacred geometry that I create, the flower of life and everything that I create around me, this vortex, this beautiful energy, which is magnetic and electric. It's energy, for God's sake, but now my energy's good. I can share this. I can help others but I want to do it not as an entrepreneur anymore. I am still, like, of course I have my stuff and I have other entrepreneurial projects, but for some reason I want to go back into an institution and do it. And I'm going to, and that's cool. But I'm doing it with perspective, with consciousness, with awareness, and I'm doing it with willpower this time, not because I'm programmed to. I don't know, just wanted to share that. It's pretty cool. Love you guys.